What's going on, guys? PXCam back in with a brand new video. We are here for a brand new week of daily races as we are running around Red Bull Ring in the Group 3 cars for daily race beats. So I'm really enjoying this. It's actually been a really good combination. It has led to a lot of great battles, a lot of great racing. But not only that, I don't know if you guys could tell, but there is not one meta car, and I love seeing that. I love seeing that when there's a variety of cars that can actually do well, and this has been one of those daily races where the combination has just been spot on, and you could pick more than 6 or 7 different cars and you can actually do well here. So we jump into the race here. We get our 3, 2, 1 as we cross the start finish line, and we go head on our way into turn number 1. So heading into turn number 1, we go nice and easy, try to make sure that we avoid making contact with the Aston Martin ahead of us. That's going to be our teammate for the day because we're both using Aston Martins, but we're just going to see what we can do as we are only running around here for 5 laps. So we got to make some aggressive moves here, but we have to make them clean if we want to you know, get around these guys. As we come out turn number 3, there's already one victim there as a Peugeot accidentally spins himself out coming out of the corner, just gets too quick on the power, and that was the result there. So RIP to that Peugeot right there, as we are now on our way up into P number Steve. So following the Aston Martin here into turn number 4, he just brakes way too late. We got straight into his head, misses his braking point. He somehow made it work as the poor Ferrari on the outside gets taken out, and the Aston Martin was actually able to get 2 places because of that mistake. So very, very lucky on his end, because usually when you missed your braking point like that, you're off into the gravel or you're pushing some cars down and you're getting a penalty. But somehow made it work, was able to get a woe down, and this was the result here as he now gets overtaken by the Corvette and is getting pressured by us as we head into the final 2 corners of the lap. So a very eventful first lap as we try to make a move onto the inside of the Aston Martin. We get the spot, and we're able to cut right in front of him, and we now find ourselves up into 4th. So not too shabby of a first lap, gained 3 positions, and we are now fighting here for a podium as we are right behind the Corvette heading into turn number 1. So into the corner here, we get a really great run as the Corvette just misses his apex, and that's going to slow him down the straight here as we get into the slipstream, and he gets a ½ second penalty. So very beneficial towards us. We try to make a move onto the inside, but he covers, and that was actually not a smart idea on my end. As you can see, the Aston Martin goes onto the outside, gets a really great run, and he's able to overtake us off of turn number 3. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as the Corvette serves his penalty. But that move that the Aston Martin did right ahead of us of Snellgrove, I'm going to put that move in the memory bank, because you're going to see later on in the race that it's going to actually come into play, and we might have to utilize that same exact move that he did if we get put into that situation. But the Corvette did serve his penalty. We were able to get around him, so we really didn't lose any positions. We lost position to the Aston Martin, but we just regained it back. And we are now starting to run purple as we're running pretty good sectors times here, and we're starting to get the feel of this car as we are now working our way into the final 2 corners here and lead us into the midway point of the race. So we're just biding our time, just seeing if we can force Snellgrove into a mistake. We were able to do it earlier in the race, and so if we can do it again here, we can lead him into what is going to be a ½ second penalty, which is exactly what happened. So not sure where he got that ½ second penalty. It looked like he kept it on the racetrack, but Red Bull Ring and track limit penalties are just, I don't know, they're a freak of nature. It's really difficult to determine or to judge where exactly the limit is on this racetrack. But my rule of thumb is if you keep those right side tires or left side tires away from the green AstroTurf, then you should not get a penalty. But it's just a little bit difficult because you carry so much speed, especially when you're fighting with other people. You just don't really realize the limits of the track, and you try to utilize all of it. But we were lucky enough to get around Snellgrove, and we were close enough. So he had a service penalty. We were able to get around him, and we now find ourselves in a podium currently, as we're now starting to chase down the 2 Brazilians up in 1st and 2nd. So very, very crazy turn of events, as we did start off in 7th, and usually on a 5-lap race, you don't really gain that many positions. So it was really lucky of us to gain 4 positions here, and we might be in contention here for a win. But As we come out turn number 1 here on the 4th lap with 2 laps to go, we just get a really bad exit off the first corner, but Snellgrove mistakenly goes onto the inside of turn number 3, and I'm telling you, we're going to use the same exact move that he pulled on us earlier in the race. We put that into our memory, and we were able to go onto the outside, make the overtake back on him, and we are able to secure back our 3rd place position now as the Corvette tries to go into the inside. Alex up in 1st place decides to defend really aggressively, and now they are starting to beat and bang side by side here for 1st place, and I'm loving this. It's a really good battle in my opinion, as the Corvette pushes the Ferrari out. But unfortunately, we just got a little scared because I usually when a car gets pushed out like that, they try to immediately get back into the racing line, and I did not know what the Ferrari was going to do. He actually kept it on the outside and gave us plenty of room, but I just thought that he was going to come back into the racing line, smash us out. So I kept it to as far to the left as I could, and luckily we didn't get a penalty, but we did lose a lot of time there. So just something I have to kind of not think about next time. If something bad happens, just we have to take advantage of it, not get too worried that something's gonna happen. If something happens, then at least, you know, we were in a good spot. But anyways, that's enough chit chatting. We're on the final lap here as we come out of turn number 1, and you can see right behind us a little bit of carnage is happening as we have an Aston Martin down onto the bottom. It's actually Metal Maniac, as he got a really bad exit and went straight into the grass. But we can't worry too much about him now, as the Ferrari goes for the lunge heading into turn number 3, and he's able to make it sick as he just slides right in front of the Corvette. And now it's a 2-car battle here for 1st place, but we are trying to see if we can get around these guys as well, as the more that they fight, the more we can close the gap. As we come into turn number 4, the Corvette tries to make a slide move, and he accidentally misjudges it, goes very wide into the braking zone, and accidentally pushes out Alex and pushes himself out into the gravel. And now that is P2 for us here. So half a lap to go. We are right here in the back of 1st place. Can we make the overtake before the final couple of corners and gain a win here? Is really crazy that we were able to work our way up into 2nd. But here we go, final 2 corners here. We are trying to get into the slipstream as he's just swerving left and right to try to cover, and he defends the inside heading to his final 2 corners. Try to take a little peek onto the inside, but just a little too aggressive of a move. We tried that, but getting a great exit off the final corner. We're just gonna run out of time here as we head down to the straight, and we finish this race in P number 2, 1/10 behind the leader of Alex. And I just had to say, this was one of the craziest races that we've had in a while. Somehow we were able to work our way up from 7th to 2nd, and I'm ready to do another one here as we jump into our 2nd race. So on our 2nd race here, we are starting in P number 8. So you can see that our qualifying time just hasn't been the best. We got to get our qualifying time up. I know we can get it into the 26.2 or 3, but just haven't been able to have to get enough time to actually put in the work and get it down on the qualifying time now as we jump into our 2nd race. So into the 1st corner, not sure exactly what happened to Tack here in the Mercedes, but just fell back a lot. Almost looks like his either his wheel died or his controller died or something. But he was going really slow heading into turn number 1. Everybody had to take evasive action, and luckily nobody ran to the back of him and took him out. But as we come out turn number 3, I did not notice this while we were actually racing, but you can see here in 1st place, Alex just hits the rumble strip, spins out, and we actually get in another free position here on this race, as he was spun out all on the bottom, and just kind of did the exact same thing that the leader did on the 1st race. Just misjudged his turn and got on the throttle a little too hard off the exit of turn number 3. Just accidentally spun himself out. So if you guys are leading this race, or if you guys are in the front, just make sure you guys, you know, ease your way onto the throttle coming out of turn number 3, so you can avoid doing that mistake of spinning out, and you can probably finish off in a good position here now as we head into the middle part of the lap. So heading to the left-hander, we did not notice that Tack was right on the inside of us, and he actually pushes us out. And to add insult to injury, we get a half a second penalty included with that overtake. So yeah, I did not see Tack onto the inside. I'm still really mad at Polyphony for not adding a mirror on this camera view, but you know, it's really hard to keep an eye on the left hand side of the screen to see where your apex is at, But not only that, keep an eye on the bottom right hand side of the screen, because those are two completely different areas, and it's I don't know, it's just a little difficult to kind of tell where people are at. But we jump into the replay here. The Lamborghini right behind us missed his braking point, and lucky for us that he decided to go into the left hand side to avoid the carnage, and unfortunate for him, he lost, I think, 5 or 6 position, and actually dropped back all the way down to like 15th because of that mistake. So we got lucky right there. We avoided one carnage, as we are starting to catch up to this pack right up ahead for this battle for 4th. So we avoided the carnage, but we might get ourselves into some type of carnage here, as these guys have been really pushing hard and really fighting for the past 2 laps. So we crossed the start finish line to lead our way into the final lap, and things are starting to pick up here as the Ferrari goes a little bit wide, and so does the 4th place driver up ahead. He goes wide too, and usually when you go wide off of turn number 1 off the exit, there you go, you get a ½ second penalty, and that is exactly what happened to those 2 guys. As we take a little peek onto the inside of turn number 3, I wanted to see if we can get around him on the exit so that we can have clean open air, but unfortunately we just didn't have enough power on the exit. But luckily, due to that ½ second penalty, we get the overtake done anyways, and we now find ourselves in P-Steve. So just a few more corners here, we could probably get a 5th place. 4th place looks a little out of reach, as he's really far up ahead, but you see he gets a little bit of wheel spin on the exit. So who knows, maybe if he makes another mistake like that, we can catch up to him and make an overtake. But focusing right now on P number 5 of Optimal, we're just seeing if we can find a way to get around him, and just staying right behind him, seeing if we get the slipstream. If we do, we could probably try to make an overtake going into this final 2 corners. But we get a great run here. We take a little peek onto the inside, but just had to back out of the move. We weren't close enough to make the side-by-side lunge. But as we come out of the final corner, he actually gets a really bad exit. We get a great exit. We switch onto the inside. There's going to be a drag race here down to the line. He actually gives us a little bump, and we get the 5th place position. And somehow, look at this, we are tied for 5th place position. So I went back to the replay to check out how we got the win, but as we look in the replay, we get actually an undeserved 5th place position, because Optimal crossed the start finish line before us, and it gave us the 5th place position. So I'm not sure what happened there, because you can see right here clearly Optimal has a good 2 or 3 inches of a gap ahead of us, but on the timing sheet right here, we actually got the 5th place position. So I don't know if it gave Optimal the 5th place on his end or on his screen, but somehow we edged him out. But you saw clearly on the photo editor that we didn't get past him. So I don't know, maybe it's just a glitch from Polyphony, or maybe it's just a bias. If you're on the inside, you gain an extra couple of thousandths of a second. I'm not sure, but somehow we gained the 5th place position. Kind of undeserved, but we'll take it, I guess. And we gained 3 positions from our starting spot. So let me know how you guys are doing around here. I'm actually really enjoying this week. Daily Race C it's all right. I mean, I really don't like Group 1 cars, but this race has been phenomenal. Has led to a lot of close racing and a lot of exciting racing, as you can see on these 2 races here. So I'm really enjoying this week. Really enjoying doing these races. So all I have to do now is get a qualifying up, and hopefully go for wins later on in the week. So let me know how you guys are doing here. Again, leave it in the comments down below. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, which I hope you guys did, please feel free to hit that like button and that subscribe button, as it really helps us out on the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to follow me on the Twitters, Instagram, or on Discord, all those links are in the description down below. And again, since you guys made it all the way to the end, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys did, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace.